Chapter 3, Section 2, problem number 7. Let's look at this one. We've got a Venn diagram. It says it and we can see it. So provide this Venn diagram shows a sample space in two events, A and B. So those are the events, and we have 5 different outcomes that can happen, A, B, C, D, and E. And it's given us the probability of A is 0.13, B 0.09, C 0.27, D 0.2, the probability of E is 0.31. Confirm that the probabilities of the outcomes add up to 1, then compute the following probabilities. So let's do that real quick. The way I jump into this is looking at things that add up quickly. So 0.13 and 0.27. If I add those, I get 3040.4 plus D is 0.2, which is 0.6. So 0.6 and 0.31 is 0.91, then add the B again, which is 0.09, that adds up to 1. So 0.91 plus 0.09. So yes, they do add up to 1. With my mumbling there, we can catch that. Alright, so let's go down here and actually do some of these other ones. We've got A here being the probability of A. Alright, so the probability of A. So that's going to be the probability of the outcomes in A, so that's the probability of A plus the probability of B plus the probability of C, which equals 0.13 plus 0.09 plus 0.27, and that ends up to you know what I just did looking at that? I added A in right here. A is not part of the event A. I just ran off fast on that one, so this does not include it in there. So I'm looking at that. So this actually just winds up with just those two. 1 out of 3, 6, because the event A just has the outcomes B and C in them. The event B has C, D, and E. A is not in either event. Okay, sorry about that. As you can see, those things happen to us, or at least to me. So the probability of B. So the probability of B, so let me look while I actually do this. It's C plus D plus E. Okay, so this is looking right this time versus what I had just done on the one above. So I add those together and that gives me 0.78. Okay, so C, so the probability of the complement of A. So the first way it says to do this by finding the outcomes in AC and adding their probabilities. So let's see, so A complement is all the things that are not in A. So A is not in A, D is not in A, E is not in A. So the probability of A plus the probability of D plus the probability of E. So this equals A is 0.13 plus D, which is 0.20, B 0.31, and that equals 560.64. Okay, great. Let's do it the other route here that they're saying we need to do this. So in this case, using the probability rule for complements. So this would be the probability of AC in this case equals 1 minus the probability of A equals 1 minus 0.36. We calculated that up here in problem A, which gives us a 0.64. So that works both directions. That's good. On to D. So now the probability of A intersect B. So we look there at the probability of A intersect B. So those two events, the outcome that's in both of those events is C. So that's its probability of C, which equals, just run off the list there, 0.27. That's a given. Alright, E. Probability of A union B. And again, they want us to do this two ways. The first way is finding the outcomes in A union B. So A union B is going to be B, C, D, E. So that's the probability of B plus the probability of C plus the probability of D plus the probability of E, which equals, let's go, A is 0.13 plus C. Wait, I did that again. I said A and it's B, so back here this is a B, not an A. Why didn't you let me know that? I know, you can't. You're at the end of the video. Okay, as I'm drawing all over the place there, let me come back down here and B, C, D, E, B, C, D, E. Okay, B. So now we have, so we have 0.09, that's better, plus C, 0.27, plus D, 0.2, plus E, 0.31, and that sums up to 0.87. Okay, they also asked us to do this with the additive rule of probability. So that is, we're looking at the probability of one event plus the probability of the other event. We're going to subtract off the probability of the intersection of those events. So that's the additive rule. So we calculated the probability of A back in B, so we have 0.36. A and A, probability of B's and B, plus 0.78. And we just did the intersection in D. So if we add those together, that takes us over 1, the 0.27 takes us back below 1, back down to 0.87. There we go. Alright, several glitches there on this particular route through. As you can see, I've crossed out things and written over on something, had some stuff in the way. I normally like to use an eraser and erase that, some of that extra stuff there. So if I'm doing that on my draw pad here, I've got to come into eraser mode, come back in and erase things like that. And I could come in and erase the marks like this. And as I was doing that earlier, that would have been a nicer way to do it. However, you've got that on the original. Anyway, there we are, number 7.